අයිබෝන් පුතාලට good evening. දැන් පව කට් එක දරුණු විදිහටම බලපාලා තියෙනවා වගේ නේද? ළමයින්ගේ පැමිණීම ගොඩක් අඩුයි. නමුත් අපි කරගෙන යමු. Right. The first question. 3 men were able to complete exactly half of a certain task in 10 days. How many men are required to complete the remaining half of the tasks in 5 days? Right. 3 men were able to complete exactly half of a certain task in 10 days. The work amount can be determined of half of a certain task. Task 30 man days, right? How many men are required to complete the remaining half? Remaining half means the same work amount in 5 days, right? Number of men can be determined. Divide this 30 by 5. The answer is 6. The answer is 6. Very high. Second one. Simplify an algebraic fraction. The common denominator is 5x. Divide 5x by 5x1 into 8. Divide 5x by x5 into 1, 5. The answer is 3 over 5x. 3 over, yes, 5x. Third one.
Class එක පටන් අරන් තියන්න paper එක ගන්න බැරුව මම ඉන්නේ.
The letters of the word Kamala. What is the probability of a letter picked randomly from the set P being the letter A? Set P, when writing this set P, you know, the same elements can't be written twice here. K, A, M, L. Right? Letter A, the probability. We need the probability 1 over 4. This is the answer. 1 over 4. Yes, 1 over 4. 1 over 4. Fifth question. Sorry, fourth one. Find the common ratio of the geometric progression 5, 15, 45. We need the common ratio R equals 15 over 5, which is 3. The common ratio is 3. To find it, we can divide when considering two consecutive terms. Divide second term by the first term. It is 3. 3. Question number 5. The length of the diagonals of a rhombus are a rhombus. You know about a rhombus. The rhombus, all the sides are equal and diagonal bisect at right angle. Rhombus are 6 cm and 8. This is 3, 3, 4, 4. Find the length of a side of the rhombus. You can apply Pythagoras relationship. X squared equals 4 squared plus 3 squared. X squared equals 16 plus 9. X squared equals 25. X equals 5 centimeters. Length of a side 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. Next, sixth question. Express in logarithm form 10 to the power minus 2 equals 0.01. We need logarithm form. Logarithm base is not changed. 0.01 is equal minus 2. This is the answer. Logarithm of 0.01 is equal to minus 2. This is the answer. Question number 7. Determine the value of x plus y if a squared plus a minus 12 equals a plus x, a plus y. Factorize this. Make a factorize කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. If you take the product minus 12a squared, the factors are 4a, 3a plus minus a squared plus 4a minus 3a minus 12, a plus 4, a plus 4, right? A plus 4, the other one, a minus 3, a plus, yes, now we can take x equal 4 and y equals minus 3. Oh, we can change this x equals minus 3 and y equals 4. ඒ දෙක මාරු වෙලා තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරි? Question number 8. Or it's a center. This angle is given 60 degrees. OC. Here we need PQ in the is a tangent drawn at the point P with a circle with center in the figure. Determine the magnitude of BOC. We need this angle, right? Then we can determine OBC. OBC equals 90 minus 60. It is 30. Then you know this radius perpendicular to the tangent at the tangential point. This angle is 90 degrees. If it is, this one is 30. And we know OB equals OC. Therefore, you can write OBC equals OCB equals 30. Now we can determine BOC. Then BOC plus 30 plus 30 equals 180. Then BOC equals 180 minus 60 is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. Then question number 9. Yes, this one is 4 cm. The diagonal of this right angle triangles, sorry, the hypotenuse is 5 cm, 3 cm. The length of this prism is 12. The question, what is the question? With the measurements indicated, draw a rough sketch of two of the faces of the solid right prism in the figure, other than the triangular faces. We need we can see three rectangles. If you consider this one, 5 cm, the length is 12 cm, and this bottom rectangle is breadth is 3 cm, length 12, and this side මේ පැත්තට ගත්තට අපිට පේනවා length 12 cm and breadth 4 cm. We have to draw two figures out of these three. මේ තුනෙන් ඕනම දෙකක් හැන්දොත් එතනට ලකුණු හම්බෙනවා. Right? Question number 10. Yes. Find the value of x based on the information in the figure. We need x. How to find it? X. These two are parallel. According to the alternate angles, PMN is 60 degrees. This one is 60. Now, we can apply sum of interior angles of a triangle is equal 180 degrees. Then 25 plus 45, 60 plus x equals 180. 125 plus x equals 180. Then x equals 55 degrees. The answer for the 10th question, x equal 55. Question number 11. Find the least common multiple of 3m squared n. The other one is 2m n squared 4n. 3 times m squared times n. 2 times m times n squared. This can be written 2 to the power 2 n. Then when finding LCM, we need the product of highest powers of the different bases. The 3, 2 to the power 2, m to the power 2, then n to the power 2. 12 m squared n squared. 12 m squared n squared. This is the answer. Question number 12. If Rajitha took a loan of 1,000 at the annual compound interest rate of 10%, determine the total interest that he has to pay at the end of 2 years. And we can determine total amount paid after 2 years. Yes, directly you can find it 110 over 100 into 110 over 100. The loan amount is 1,000. Right? You can simplify it. The answer is 1,210, but we need the interest. So loan amount is 1,000. To find the interest, total interest, subtract loan amount from the total amount, 210 rupees. You can apply the another method. Separately, you can determine interest for the first year and add it to the loan amount and determine interest for the second year. Like එහෙම යන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතන කෙලින්ම හොයලා අඩු කරත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. The answer is 210. This is the answer. Right. 13th question. එතනගේ 13 වෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය. Thirteenth question. A portion of the books in a certain library are subject-related books. The sum of these books are mathematics books. If it is, B means mathematics. Right? A, subject-related. Right? Mathematics is a subset of subject-related books. This relationship is defined in the given, depicted in the given Venn diagram. Describe the set B dash intersection A. Yes, what is this? B dash intersection A means B dash intersection A. We need this part. What is this? We have to mention this mark in word of then only. Right? What is it? What is this one? මොකද්ද පුතාලට මේක තේරෙන්නේ? Yes, subject related books in the library which are not mathematics books. Subject which are not mathematics books. Mathematics books. Right. 14. Four over y plus 5 over y 3 over 2. The left side to two algebraic fractions with the same denominator. We can add this 9 over y equals 3 over 2. Then apply a cross product. 3y equals 18. Then y equals 6. This is the answer. Y equals 6. Yes, y equals 6. Answer for question number 14. 15th question. Palsenika. It's a curved surface area of a right circular solid cylinder. A right circular solid cylinder. Curved surface area. Circumference is 44 cm. Curved surface area 528. We need the height. And you know 2 pi r is equals 44. 2 pi r means the circumference. By using this one, we can determine the radius of the cylinder. Then make r the subject here. R equals 44 into 7 to into 22. Then simplify. Radius is 7 cm. We need the height of the cylinder. Curved surface area is 2 pi r h. R 2 pi r h. Actually, here, not need to find this r. Directly, you can substitute this 528. Then we know 2 pi r is 44. And 44 h equals 528. H equals 528 over 44. If you divide by 11, 44, 8, 4, 12 cm. The height is 12 cm. Height 12. Make ඕනෙත් නෑ පුතේ. Make අවශ්‍ය නෑ. Not need to use this directly. You can find, you know, this 2 pi r is 44. Then h can be determined. Yes. Not need to find r. R හොයන්න ඕනේ. ඒවත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. After finding r, then you can substitute phi and determine h. More suitable way, directly you can substitute 44 this for this 2 phi r. 16. This one is 140 degrees. The points A, B, C, D lie on the circle. Determine the magnitude of ACB. We need a ACB. Yes. ACB. ADB can be determined. ADB equals 180 minus 140 is 40 degrees. You know, ADB equals ACB. Therefore, ACB is also 40 degrees. ACB 40 degrees. ACB 40 degrees. Question number 17. දහත්ත බලමු. 17. AB, CD are two vertical pillars located on the horizontal ground indicated on the indicate on the figure that angle of elevation x with which a person located at C sees A. Right? Angle of elevation x with which a person located at C sees A. This angle is x. Angle of elevation. Always angle of elevation and angle of diffraction should be considered with respect to horizontal line through the eye level. And the angle of diffraction y with which he is B. This angle is y. Ignore the height of the person. You have to represent these two angles. $18. Solve the inequality 3x plus 1 less than 7. And write the set of positive integral solutions. 3x less than 7 minus 1. 3x less than 6. Then x less than 3. We need positive integral solutions. 2, 1. Only two solutions. 2 and 1. There's a mistake. This one is x less than 2. Then only one positive solution. It is 1. Ekai තියෙන්නේ පුතා. Yes, only 1. Yes. $19. Answer for the previous question. Previous question එක කියන්න පුතේ මොකක්ද? මෙතින් 17. මේක මාක් කරන්න. Angle of elevation x, angle of diffraction y. 19. ඔතලගේ 19 වෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය. The 4 points A, B, C, and D lie on the circle is center in the figure. Determine the value of x based on the given information. අපිට x හොයන්න කියලා පුතාලා කියන්නේ. Yes, or is the center. You know, OC equals OB. Therefore, OCB equals OBC equals 45. Now, we can determine then ABC is 55 plus 45 is 100. 100. We need x. X equals 180 minus 100, 80 degrees. X is 80. Why? Cyclic quadrilateral. Yes, x is 80. Question number 19. 20th question. Right. Write the equation of the straight line AB based on the information in the figure. අපිට පුතේ AB වල equation එක අහන්නේ. You can determine gradient of this line segment. The coordinates of this one is 0, 4. Then M, the gradient is equal difference of y coordinates over difference of x coordinate, 2 over 3. Right? Then the gradient of this AB also the same. Why? If two straight lines are parallel, their gradients are equal. The gradient of AB is 2 over 3. Then the equation is y equals 2 over 3x. Why? The reason is this straight line passes through the origin. That means the intercept is 0. The answer is y equals 2 over 3x. 2 over 3x. Intercept is 0. Twenty-one. Find the time it takes in minutes for 3/4 of the tank of capacity 1,200 liters to be filled with a pipe through which water flows at a rate of 500 liters per minute. Rate of change of volume is equals volume over time. Rate is given 500 liters per minute. Volume 1,200 into 3 over 4. Time, we need time. Right, simplify it. This one is 300. Then 500 t equals 900. T equals 900 over 500. T equals 1, 4 over 5 minutes. This is the answer. 1, 4 over 5. Yes. Question number 22. This is like a This is a parallelogram. STQR. 40 degrees. X, Y. 60. Here we need x plus y. Apit x plus y only puthe. How to find it? This is a parallelogram. Opposite sides, opposite angles are equal in a parallelogram. SRQ is for 60 degrees. Now we can apply sum of interior angle of triangle is equal 180. 40 plus 60 plus x plus y equals 180. Then x plus y equals 180 minus 100. X plus y equals 80 degrees. Yes. Question number 23. This is I'm not going to draw it. 23rd one. A histogram drawn based on the marks obtained by a group of students in a monthly mathematics test is shown below. What fraction of the total number of students obtain more than 70 marks? Yes, obtain more than 70 marks means how many students? 2 times 20, 40. The total is 30, 20, 80, 100. In the third rectangle, 3 into 40, 120. 120, 220, total is 260. The students who obtain more than 70 is 40. This is the fraction, right? You can represent in the simplest form. The simplest form 2 over 13. 2 over 13. Then 24. A, C, D, B, O. 12 cm. Sun is 13. Right. First, you can determine CD. CD by using Pythagoras relationship. CD in 13 squared equals 12 squared plus CD squared 169, 144. CD squared 169 minus 144 equals CD squared 25. And CD is equals 5 cm. Then we can determine CB. CB equals 2 times 5, it's 10. And we know this is the radius drawn from the center. If it is, this is perpendicular, then this divides into 2 equal parts. We can find AB. AB is 2 times 10, 20 cm. AB is 20 cm. පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්න තුනට උත්තර අහනවා. පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්න තුනට උත්තර පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නයට 6. First question, the answer is 6. For the second one, the answer is 3 over 5x. And for the third question, the answer is 1 over 4. last question. Okay, පුතාලගේ පළවෙනි අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නය බලන්න. Right. Sketch the construction line that is necessary to locate the point with the given figure, which is 5 cm from the straight line BC. 5 cm from the straight line BC means definitely this point is located on this line, and 4 cm from the point A. 4 cm from the point A. Then you can draw a circle. පුතලට circle එකක් අඳින්න පුළුවන්. එක 4 cm. This point of intersection of this one is 4, the radius of this circle. This is the relevant point P. මේක තමයි P වෙන්නේ. හරි? Let's start part B. අපි දෙවෙනි එකටම පුතේ part B වලට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද පුතාලට? Right.
Yes,
Part B.
Miss.
ඔව් පුතේ. මට ඇහෙන්නේ නැහැ පොඩ්ඩක්
Sir, 25th එක try ටිකක් explain කරන්න පුළුවන්ද?
Oh, 25th question. මොකද්ද පුතා කියන්නේ ඒකේ? Sketch the location construction line that is necessary to locate the point within the given figure, which is 5 cm from the straight line BC. දැන් පුතාට කියන මෙහෙම BC වලට 5ක් දුරින් තියෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් මේක 8 නම් පුතා, මේක 3 නම් this length is 5. Definitely a parallel line to BC. This point P is located on this line. ඒ කියන්නේ BC ට 5ක් දුරින් තියෙන්න එපා. And the second condition, BC and 4 cm from the point A. ඒ කියන්නේ A වල ඉඳලා පුතේ 4ක් දුරින් කියලා තියෙන්නත් ඕනේ. There are two conditions. What are the conditions? 5 cm away from line BC. එතකොට BC එකට 5 දුරින් locus එක මොකද්ද? එක parallel line එක. එතකොට මේක මතම එන්න ඕනේ අනිවාර්යෙන් මේක. And the second condition 4 cm away from point A. That means a circle. Right? මේක ඒ නම් ඒ වලට හතර දුරින් යනවා කියලා කියන්නේ circle එකක් නේ. ඒකේ location එක. එතකොට මේ දෙක capital තැන. Point of intersection of these two losses point P. මම හිතන්නේ පැහැදිලි ඇති පුතේ හරිද?
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Right. Then part B. අපි B එකට යමු. Part B. First question. Part B, first question. From the money allocated by the Department of Agriculture for the cultivation of a certain agri-village, it was decided to allocate 1/3 for the vegetable cultivation of vegetables වලට පුතා 1/3. 2/5 for the cultivation of fruits 2/5, and 1/4 of the remaining amount for the cultivation of spices. 1/4 of the remaining amount spices. The first question: what fraction of the total amount was allocated for the cultivation of vegetables and fruits? 1/3 plus 2/5. Common denominator 15. 5 plus 6, 11/15. This is the answer. 11/15. To find this answer, 2 marks. ලකුණු දෙකක් තියෙනවා. The second question, Roman 2. What fraction of the total amount was allocated for the cultivation of spices? Then we can find it 1/4 of the remaining amount. So if you can determine the remaining amount. 15/15 minus 11/15. It is 4/15. Now spices, right? And you can determine it 1/4 of the remaining amount. Yes, is 1/15. 1/15. 2 marks for this answer. මේකට ලකුණු මුතලට දෙකක් තියෙනවා. 2 marks. Right. Third one. If the remaining 45, yes, 1,000 is to be spent on cultivating flowers, how much is total was allocated for the cultivation of this? Yes, that is remaining. Now we can determine vegetables, fruits, and spices, right? Then we know the sum of these two, 11/15, and spices. Now we found it 1/15 is 12/15, right? 12/15. The simplest form, if you divide it by 3, 4/5. And you can determine the remaining amount. 15/15 minus 12/15 is 3/15. Right? The remaining amount is, sorry, 3/15. Make a simplest form in hand. Right? 3/15. This amount is equal to 45,000. 45,000. And we know this 3/15 equals 45,000. If it is 1/15 is equals 45,000 over 3, 15,000. 15,000. Right? 15,000. We need the total amount. Total amount means 15/15. Then to find total amount, multiply 15,000 by 15. The answer is 250. 225,000 rupees. 225,000, yes. Rupees 3 marks. Next one. It was proposed to add 2/5 of the amount that was allocated for the cultivation of fruits to the amount that was allocated for the cultivation of spices. Yes, it was proposed to add 2/5 of the amount that was allocated for the cultivation of fruits to the amount of that was for the cultivation of spices. Under this situation, what percentage of the total amount is allocated for the cultivation of spices, right? Then we can determine new amount for spices. 2/5 of amount fruits. Fruits. We found that for fruits, 2/5. 2/5 of 2/5. Yes. For 25th. Right now, this is the new amount. Then you can determine the total amount of spices. Previously, 115 for 25th, right? Yes. Then common denominator is 75 over 5 plus 12. 17 over 75 as a fraction. Now we need, under this situation, what percentage of the total amount is allocated for the cultivation of spices, right? Then you know the total amount is 225,000. Then amount for spices can be determined, the numerical value, right? Amount for spices as rupees into 225,000. You can simplify it. 51,000. Right. We need what percentage of the total amount? Yes. We need the percentage 225,000. The total amount for spices 51,000 into percentage 100. This gives the answer. Simplify by 25. This becomes 9. This becomes 4. Over 9. 204 over 9. Your answer is 22.7. To the first decimal place, 22.7% to the first decimal place. For the answer, 3 marks. 3 marks. Yes, 22.7. 3 marks for the answer. Right. Second question. The figure shows a wall hanging consisting of a sector of a circle and a trapezium. What is the radius of the portion which is a sector in a circle? Yes, the radius is this one is equal to this is 7 cm. 1 mark for this answer. Directly you can write it 7 cm. The second one, find the arc length of portion which is sector of a circle. We need this part FA. Then 2 pi r into this is a quarter of a circle 1/4 to 22 over 7. Radius is 7 1/4. And simplify it. Your answer is 22 over 2 means 11 centimeters. 2 marks. 11 2 marks. Third one. Third one. If a strip of ribbon is to be fixed around the border of the wall hanging, find the minimum length of ribbon that is required. We need the perimeter of this wall hanging. Perimeter, right? And this one is 11 plus there are 2 8s අටව දෙකක් තියෙනවා plus yes how many 7s 1 2 3 7 into 3 11 plus 16 plus 21 48 cm 2 marks. Yes, 2 marks. Yes, this answer 48. How much greater is the area of the trapezium shaped portion of the wall hanging and the triangular portion? There's a mistake, Puta. We can't see a triangular portion. Have to consider this sector. පුතාලා මේක sector එක විදිහට ගන්න. එක හදා ගන්න. මේක කියන්න ඕනේ how much greater is the area of the trapezium shaped portion of the wall hanging than the sector. This is not the triangular portion. Actually, this is a sector. That's a mistake. Then you can determine area of the sector. Area of the sector. Pi r squared into 1/4. 22 over 7. Radius is 7. 1/4. Simplify it by 7. By 77 over 2 means 38.5. Then area of the trapezium. How can you find area of a trapezium? Half into sum of parallel sides. This one is 14 plus 7. The perpendicular distance also yes 7 එකක් දීලා තිනවා 7යි කියලා. Then simplify with 21 into 7 over 2. 10.5 into 7. 73.5. Square meters. Right here we need the difference. අපිට මෙතනදී ඕනේ වෙනසනේ අහන්නේ. We need the difference. In 73.5 minus 38.5. 35 square centimeters. Yes, 35. 3 marks. ලකුණු 3ක් තියෙනවා. 3 marks. Next. On the given figure, draw with the measurements indicated the right triangle DEX, which is of the area is equal to additional area found in 4 above, and is such that D is one side. Its side and X lie on EF. Produce. මේක දික් කරපු එක මත තියෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ EF produce. අනිවාර්යෙන් මෙහෙම තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right. We need this. You can make this as X, and you have to find EX. How to find this EX length? EX, then area is given. It is 35. This is a right angle triangle. Half into base is 7 into EX equals 35. Then EX equals 35 into 2 over 7. 5 into 2. EX 10 cm. EX can put the high. 2 marks. To find this EX length, 1 mark, and to draw this 1 mark. Yes. Third question, තුන්වෙනි ප්‍රශ්නය. Question number 3 පුතේ තුන්වෙනි එක බලමු. Third question. Kamal pays 800 rupees as rates for a quarter on electrical items shop he owns. The relevant urban council charged 16% of the annual assessed value of a property as rates. Find the annual assessed value of the shop. Then we can determine, first we can determine annual rates. Annual rates. To find it, multiply 800 by 4. There are 4 quarters for a year. 3,200. Then 16%. This 16% equals to 32,000. Sorry, 3,200. Then you can determine relevant value for 1%. 3,200 over 16. It is 200. Right? Then we can determine assessed annual value. $200 into 100, 20,000 rupees. The answer is 20,000. Right. 20,000. Then second one, the value of a refrigerator that is imported to be sold in the shop is 36,000. Customs duty of 8% of charge when it is imported. What is the value of the refrigerator after the customs duty is paid? Directly you can find it 108 over 100. If the value before paying custom duty is 100, after paying 108, but before paying the answer is 36,000. Then simplify it. 360 into 108. Yes. Your answer is multiply 108, 360. $38,880 rupees. 38,880 rupees. Yes. 3, 4. 3 marks for this answer. මේකට ලකුණු 3යි පුතේ. Right? For this one 4 marks. මේකට ලකුණු 4ක් තියෙනවා. And the last question. Okay, අන්තිම එක. Third one. When the refrigerator is sold, a VAT of 12% of the mark price is charged. When the refrigerator is sold, a VAT of 12% of the mark price is charged. Amit pays 50,400 for his refrigerator. What is the mark price of the refrigerator? Right. And we can use this one, 112 to 100. Then the total amount paid is 50,400, including VAT. This gives the answer. Then simplify it. After simplifying it, your answer is you can divide by 4. දාලා 4ෙන් බෙදුවොත් මෙතන 28 1 1, 2, 6. Yes. 12,600 by 7, 4. Yes. Then divide by 4. 400, 4,500. Your answer is 45,000 rupees. 45,000. To find the answer, 3 marks. ලකුණු 3ක් තියෙනවා පුතේ. හරියට simplification එක කරගන්න. Without paying, before paying VAT, if the without paying VAT 100, after paying VAT 112. With the VAT 112. But 50,400 means the amount with the VAT. We need the mark price. Mark price can VAT නැතුව තියෙන එක අහන්නේ. It is 45,000. Then question number 4. හතරවෙනි එක. Fourth question. A mango is drawn randomly from bag A, which has 4 ripe mangoes and 1 raw mango of the same type, shape, and size. Complete the given tree diagram by writing the relevant probabilities. This is drawing from A. Ripe, raw. Probabilities can be mentioned here. To mention this probability, 1 mark. ඒකට එක ලකුණයි තියෙන පුතේ. Yes, only 1 mark. 4 right. 1. 4 over 5. 1 over 5. To mark this 1 mark. And the second one, there are exactly 6 ripe mangoes of the shape, same type, shape, and size as the above mango in bag B. The above randomly drawn mango is placed in bag B and a mango is drawn randomly from bag B. Extend the T diagram to indicate this information and find the probability of drawing ripe mangoes on the both occasion. Yes, ripe. So, you know the same thing, 4 over 5. This one is 1 over 5 from A. Then from B. In B, bag B, there are only 6 ripe mangoes. If you put this, this becomes 7, right? 7 ripe, raw, ripe, raw. We can, this is this one is a ripe mango. 7. Then not need to draw this part. මේක අඳින්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එන්ද කියලා ප්‍රශ්නකුත් නැහැ. If you draw it, the probability is 0. Right? Then this one is raw. 1 over 7. This one is 6 over 7. That's the tree diagram. We need find the probability of drawing the ripe mango of both occasion. Ripe. This one. The probability is 5 over 4 into 7 over 7. 28 over. Yes, 35. Your answer is 4 over 5. 4 over 5. The probability is 4 over 5. 4 marks. ලකුණු 4ක් තියෙනවා. To extend this 2 marks and to find this probability 2 marks. And the next one. Third one. Find the probability of drawing a raw mango on one occasion and ripe mango on the other occasion. Ripe, raw, ripe. 1 over 5 into 6 over 7. 6 over 35. 6 over 35 පුතල ලකුණු තියෙනවා එකේ එක ලකුණක් 1 mark. හරි 1. Right. Part B. 2 mangoes are simultaneously from bag C, which contains exactly 3 ripe mangoes and 2 raw mangoes of the above type, size, and the shape. Depict the sample space of this experiment on the given grid. Part B. Right. First row. Second row. Three right. 1. Can cut this, make a window band. Same mango can't be drawn. Right. This is the grid to mark is 2 marks. Right. The second part in the grid, encircle the element of drawing 2 ripe mangoes. 2 ripe mangoes. This part. 2 ripe mangoes and find the probability. The probability is 6 over 20 or 3 over 10. And to write this probability 1 mark and to circle 1 mark. But round කරන්න එක ලකුණයි probability එකට එක ලකුණයි. The last question, අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නය. The information on the weights lifted by a group of weightlifters during the selection to the term for a competition are given below. Right. Right. Fill in the blanks in the table. 3 plus 12, 15. 15 plus 7, 26. 35. This one is 5. To fill them 3 marks. මේක fill කරන්න ලකුණු 3ක් තියෙනවා. Using the information in the table, draw the cumulative frequency curve on the given Cartesian plane. අපිට මේක අඳින්න කියනවා. Right, then this is cumulative frequency. In class intervals. We can draw this graph by using the upper limit and relevant cumulative frequency as the coordinate 143. 160, 15. 180, 26. 235. 220, 40. Right, now we can draw this cumulative frequency curve. This is the cumulative frequency curve. To draw this cumulative frequency curve, 3 marks. Find the medium of the frequency distribution. Make a medium එක අහන්න අපතලගෙන්. Then how many data? There are 40. Then medium. Then half of 40th datum. Right? Then 20th datum. You can draw this 20. And relevant coordinate can be determined. This is medium. Q2. Yes, sir. Q2 is 170 kilograms. Yours is 170 kilograms. To find this 172 marks, ලකුණු දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Then the next one. If the 25% who have lifted the most weights are selected to the team, what is the minimum weight that is a selected number has lifted? තෝරගන්න තියෙන අඩුම කියන එක 75%. 25%. 25% means this part metering. Then 25%. You can total is 30, 40. highest 25%. Last 10. You can consider 2, 5. Last 10. Avsana Dahaya. You can draw this one. Determine this mark. 188 kilograms. The answer is 188 kilograms. 2 marks. ඒ කියන්නේ වැඩිම 10 දෙනානේ අපි තෝරගන්න ඕනේ. 25% බලන්න. 40න් 10 දෙනෙක් ඕනේ. 40 to 30. You can draw this one. 100. ඒක ලකුණු දෙකක් තියෙනවා. 10න් කීයද කියලා දාගන්න. දැන් ළමයි පුතාලා ගොඩක් අඩුයි ඇත්තටම. ගොඩක් කියන්නේ භාගයකටත් ගොඩාක් අඩුයි. ඒත් අපි ලෙසන් එක කරා. කියන්නේ පාඩමක කලන්ක වැදගත් නිසා මම කියන්නේ පවර් කට් එක ගොඩක් කරනවා නිසා වෙන්නේ නැති. පුතාලා හැමෝටම බුදු සරණයි. පරිස්සමෙන් ඉන්න.